And welcome back to Week 1, Day 2 of the HCS Fall Season Pro League here. And join with me at the Xfinity desk, none other than Tom T. Squared Taylor.
Though that commercial that we just saw is so friggin' cool, man. It makes me want to just like live in that world.
I was actually going to say, like, watching that, I am completely involved. I'm like, wow, this is the sickest thing I've ever seen. I want to make one of these things.
They did a good job. A lot of times when you're watching esports, the commercials kind of stink.
When the Spartan runs up on the wall with a plasma pistol and regular pistol and takes out all those elites.
They need to make like that just like a show. Make it just like an animated show. I'd tune in.
It was pretty good. But either way, we are about to get into our last match of the night, and that is going to be Optic Gaming going up against their biggest rivals here over the course of the last few years in Halo, and that's going to be in Evil Geniuses. So, of course, the Lunchbox Roy, we talked about it before, Lunchbox Roy versus the Royal 2 and Snakebite duos.
Yeah, the big thing for me today is we know how Optic Gaming is going to play. The question is how is Evil Geniuses going to play? How are they going to be able to step up on strongholds where they faltered yesterday against Allegiance? Yeah, they won the series 3-2, but they did lose both strongholds games. Something to keep in mind if you're Optic Gaming going through the pick and ban phase.
And you know what this team kind of reminds me of? It's kind of like a Twins and Besties team. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but these kids actually tried to go
second worst team name of all time.
Exactly. So Twins and Besties. So Ninja and Victor X being, of course, best friends there. But regardless, enough of the horrible team names. Let's go ahead and take a look a little bit more at Ninja, who is our player profile here today. He's obviously one of the largest Twitch streamers and H1Z1 as well, so he's always out there grinding. He's playing
some Dead by Daylight today too. This guy plays a couple different games, League of Legends as well. So yeah, he's a very, very solid player, very, very solid slayer. He can really do it all. I mean, once you get the weapons in his hand, he's definitely scary to play against. And one of the things on him, again, he's just been a little bit inconsistent. That's why I'm looking to Towie, looking to Ogre 2 to make sure that he's always playing at his best. Because if he's playing at his best, I would argue to say he would probably, you know, when he's on, top 3 player in Halo 5.
I mean, and he is a sick player and a true gamer as well. And Ogre 2 has a lot to learn from Ogre 2, so we can see drastic improvements from him. Not saying he's bad in any way. He's actually been playing really, really well, but he still has room for improvement, which is awesome.
Everyone has room for improvement.
Exactly. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the vetoes here and see how we ended up with our first Game 1 Fathom CTF. Of course, Optic Gaming comes out and bans that stasis, something they've consistently been doing during the summer season. And here now, that is going to be a Coliseum ban by Evil Geniuses, followed up by that Truth ban with Optic Gaming. And we've seen, even though Optic Gaming actually has beat Evil Geniuses on Truth, it goes back to that kind of Halo 2 map where players that have been around for, 5 to 10 year mark really excel on those small symmetrical maps. They just know, listen to callouts, they know the angles, the lines of sight, and just perform better. And you made that example clear with the APG situation.
Yeah, I think this is another good pick and ban phase for Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses playing CTF Fathom. I think that out of all the CTF's games, this is probably their best option to win against Optic Gaming. And we know that you can't afford to lose the first game against these guys. You have to get every advantage that you can. It starts with every little thing. It starts with your beginning strategies all the way up to those moments which you do after the beginning strategies. We saw what can happen with Team LOL. A great beginning strategy, it's awesome. But when you don't sit there and watch your teammates back after that, then you start to falter, and then things can get out of control. So I'm looking to looking for EG to try to just put it together here and limit their mistakes. And it really just starts with winning Game 1. It starts with the beginning strategies here on CTF Fathom.
All right, now we're talking about Ninja here before this game. Kind of highlighted him. Want to kick this one off, taking a look through his eyes. Really going to need him to step up and do some big things. Essentially, take over the game, which we know he is capable of if you're going to be able to defeat this powerhouse lineup here. So Ninja running out the window right away, and looks like he's going to immediately try and contest top center. Oh, but someone pushed him.
Oh, man. Ninja ends up getting bumped by Royborg, but he does have a decent position to get nades on those players. Victory X dies to Frosty, who was playing a little bit of defense there. And nice play coming out from Ninja to rotate over there and take out Frosty. And they're also pulling the flag at the same time. That's going to be Roy, but looks like Royal 2 is able to go over there with the flank over there by the silo area. Also gets a nice grenade onto Ninja at the same time. Lethal here with the camouflage. Nice shots from Lethal onto Victory X. Victory X didn't stand a chance there. Also didn't have very good positioning positioning at the same time, nowhere to really run there, and Lethal could have dropped down at any given point in time. But this is good positioning here coming out from Optic Gaming, and this is what they really specialize in, pushing in together as a unit, making sure they don't give up any deaths at the same time, even taking that player to no shields on his way out. So good play from Lethal. Here comes the push in from Royal 2. Lunchbox does have the railgun playing some defense, but here's the objective prowess coming out from Snakebite, and this is what I'm talking about. You need these type of players on your team. It doesn't work out for them, but that was good enough pressure for them to at least buy some time for Frosty and Lethal to get back into position here, but good positioning coming in from Victory X as well.
And Frosty trying to lay down some shots from top center. You can see he's hugging the right side of top center, just trying to eliminate any angles where he can potentially get shot from by window. You also see him stop to pick up that splinter nade while he was in Treehouse, just trying to use the map and every advantage that it has here in Halo 5.
Nice grenade coming out from Frosty. Roy's going to fall, and he's also pulling this flag when he's no shields. Let's see if they're going to be able to get this one tossed out. No, it gets hit on the wall. Going for the ninja, ends up missing it. Lunchbox gets a nice little assault rifle kill, playing some defense. His twin brother laying down some cover fire as well. Lunchbox no shields. This is going to be a calculated move from Lunchbox as he makes his way over back towards his base. Lethal getting a kill onto Victory X is pretty big because of the fact that the railgun's coming up here. No one really in position for EG to contest this one. They're going to have to probably give it up and maybe focus on top center and camo. Nice play from Roy not to drop down. Also Ninja listening to the call out and cleaning up Snakebite. So numbers advantage going over to the side of EG. But as I was saying, Optic was in the positional advantage to get the railgun, and that's exactly what they did. Lunchbox takes out Frosty, big kill.
And Royal 2 does have, or is stuck in here by Roy, but what a play. Amazing Splinter Nade actually comes out ahead in that 1v1 where kind of clearly at a disadvantage. Now Frosty had the railgun, but was ultimately taken out as well. The new camo also going in the hands of Lethal. That's both camos over to him at this point. Members dropping left and right. We've got 2 dead for Optic Gaming, only 1 dead for Evil Geniuses. And just like that, Roy answers back on Royal 2 with a perfect.
That's what we're used to seeing from Roy. Roy, very good shots. Ninja getting in there as they were getting sliced, trying to get that flag pull out, but that's going to be a return coming in from Optic. However, this is a good start coming out from EG. They weren't able to secure the camouflage, and they still haven't given up a cap yet. Haven't even gotten really close to getting the flag in. Nice nade onto Royal 2, but that's not going to be enough. Royal 2 taken down to no shields is going to have to wait before he pushes back out because he has this railgun, so he's not going to be the first one to push, and that's what I like to see coming out from these Optic Gaming guys. They know that their teammates are going to go and just bait for them, and that's what you want to do when you have the weapons. You never want to be the first guy to push out, so smart heads-up play coming out. Now they're going to slowly push up top center and just try to strangle these guys from Evil Geniuses as they're stuck at their base.
All right, Royal 2 back to grabbing that the Splinter Nade there in Treehouse and pushing up, trying to lock down this elbow. Of course, having this light rifle, you can tell players that are best at Halo 5 are using all of the weapons on the map to their advantage, and that's going to include the light rifle here, as it can just do so much cross-map damage.
Yeah, interesting position here for Royal 2. He wants to push in, but he, can't really do so because everybody from Evil Geniuses is doing such a good job of playing defense. Nice auto-stabilize to get that headshot. Should be able to toss this one out bottom center here pretty shortly, but Lunchbox's twin brother, Roy, with another perfect onto Royal 2, so Roy's pistol starting to heat up there. Everyone for Optic pushing in there bottom center towards the railgun. There are no shields. Victory X with a huge double kill. Maybe Victory X is in good position, possibly looking for the triple. Gets the triple kill, pulling this flag out. Where's the overkill? It looks like he's not even going to go for it. Victory could have got the overkill and continued to run the flag. Ninja not able to get that last kill, and that's going to be possibly a flag return coming up for for Optic Gaming. EG missing out on a really good opportunity there.
Yeah, Victory X really needs to look to the left while you're running that.
For sure.
I mean, he knows there's nobody in front of him. The only guy alive to stop you in that position is to your left. You need to be putting some shots down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing a better job of staying alive.
Exactly. Just lay some shots in there. You don't even have to get the kill. Ninja was coming around to have the help. Maybe Ninja only needed Victory X to come over there and breathe on him or sneeze on him or something like that to weaken him. But meanwhile, it looks like Royal 2 getting some pretty superior position here on the on Optic Gaming side. Should be able to get an easy kill on this flag guy. Let's see if the flag guy slow plays this one. Royal 2 with unlimited grenades somehow top center ends up getting that kill onto Ninja. And this is a really weird situation here for EG because they need to go and try to get this flag touch, but if they do so, they're going to die to Royal 2.
And that was a really good job of Royal 2 putting some shots down. Sees 3 players, doesn't want to take too much damage or else put himself in a bad position for Evil Geniuses to overtake the position of Treehouse. That's going to be people dying left and right. 3 down now for Evil Geniuses. Lethal does pick up the last kill. Royal 2's going to try to run this one, but was it flag pulled too late? You're going to have a lot of people coming off spawn.
Well, this is really good because Lethal hasn't died yet. So the fact that Lethal hasn't died yet means to me that Lethal even gets a kill. So, ooh, Lunchbox coming in with the flank. Is he going to be able to get the return? He's flying in there. He's the last guy alive, though, so everyone's going to be collapsing on the side. There it is. Optic Gaming should be able to get this cap. They're up 1-0 so far into this game, and that's a good play coming out from Optic Gaming. You know, one of the big things that you have to do is get that flagpole right when the slays are fresh, just like you were saying, Kyle. You don't know if that's going to be enough time, but ended up being enough time because everybody was staying alive, mainly Lethal over there by that silo and porch area.
And that's another 3 members down here for Evil Geniuses. Last guy live on porch. Ninja clutch kill here on Frosty. Try to delay some time, wait for his teammates to respawn. You do have Lunchbox coming up on the flag spawn, grabs a new light rifle immediately, runs towards bottom center, and now has the railgun.
Yeah, the railgun in Lunchbox's hands. Let's see what he can do with it. Needs to get up towards top center immediately, but he does have a player on his radar, so this could be a potentially big 2-for-1. That's going to be 1 kill on the camo guy. Doesn't take that guy to no shield somehow. That's going to be Frosty getting the kill, but either way, nice job by Lunchbox making the right play, going up top center, and it could have worked out a little bit better for him, but it was unfortunate for him that the player didn't get hit by that railgun.
Tom, I'm pretty convinced that he wasn't even shooting at that camo player, and that was an accidental kill, so you got to feel good about that one.
Yeah, totally an accident, but again, I thought that should have weakened Frosty. Unfortunate for him that they weren't able to do so because that could have really opened up the map for these guys, but it looks like the flags are being pulled for both squads. Curious to see how this one's going to play out. Looks like it's going to be an Optics advantage because they do have that railgun in Royal 2's hand, so Lunchbox trying to get over here and get that touch, but he's not going to be able to. Too many players for Optic Gaming just going and spreading out. And if you watch this game, one of the things that you'll notice more than any other team is Optic Gaming is constantly in a position where they can escape and get behind a wall, which is something that you have to keep in mind. Like Kyle says, using your terrain, you have to always be in a position where you can have a prime escape route. And that's one of the things that these guys do so well, which allows you to have stronger baiting and switching.
Yeah, one of the questions that you always find asking yourself in a game like Halo 5, in a competitive environment, is you know, positioning according to the environment, and then making sure you have thrust available as well to, you know, use that to your advantage. Do you thrust in the beginning of a fight, midway through the fight, at the end of a fight? You know, when you start taking damage, do you thrust immediately? Do you wait? It's always a question, because there's so many times if you're doing too many unnecessary thrusts that it will come back to bite you and just be a free death.
Yeah, the big thing is saving your thrust, because you want to make sure that you're saving it. Whoever uses their thrust first typically loses the battle, which is why it's important just to be ready for that one. One of the things that I've done in Halo 5 is I've upped my sensitivity to previous Halos. I know that it's kind of arguable for most people. They actually like a lower sensitivity in this game, but for me, I like to be able to keep up with people as they're moving around a lot quicker. And I also feel like the sensitivity slowed a little bit, and there's also some other things introduced, like the look acceleration and things like that, which is also really fun to play with. But anyway, Lethal making his way over towards that camo. He's going to burn that one around 320. It's only a 1-0 game. There's still plenty of time for EG to come back. They're actually putting up a really solid fight. And one of the things that we actually haven't seen has been a massive flag standoff so far. So if EG could potentially go in, get a flag standoff, it goes in their favor. We're possibly looking at a potential 2-1 here. But either way, Optic, you know, the best team so far in North America, in the world. It's going to be very hard to pull this off when you haven't been able to cap in these last 10 minutes.
Oh, and Royal 2 coming out with a big win and making a statement, putting some shots down on Victory X's dead body there, saying, don't try to challenge me, I will win this every time.
What you watch when you see Optic as well is how they just take their time. They're never rushed, they're never really flustered. That comes down to so many things. Obviously their communication, they calm their communication down, a lot of people know that, but it's just believing in your teammates and just having confidence that, you know, you can go and take your time with the play and you don't have to rush it, and that your teammates are going to follow suit. So that's one of the things that I've really noticed, besides them really using the map to their advantage. But looks like Ninja's in a halfway decent position to get a pull here, but however, Royal 2 crouching in front of his own base with the railgun, playing some defense. Lethal over here trying to put this one in on the porch, while the rest of Evil Geniuses is flooding over there towards the treehouse area to get that touch. And this is a little bit of a desperation move, but the spawns are going in their favor, and this is what I was talking about, that little standoff, Kyle, that would really favor Evil Geniuses. Oh, that was a big misplay coming out from Lethal. He didn't pull the trigger on that one, so now Roy's going to be able to get the railgun. And keep in mind, like I was saying, if they're able to get this potential return... Oh, no, that's going to be Royal 2 crouching. Is he getting the return? He is, so that was it pretty much for Evil Geniuses. They got the flag return on their end, but the flag did get returned by Royal 2 as he was crouching around the porch.
And it just shows how good Optic Gaming is. We've seen plays like that come out of Spartan against, you know, Optic Gaming here in the past. And Royal 2 obviously learned from that and put it to amazing use.
Wow,
just like that.
Ninja, he's just so aggressive with the flag. EG, they're going to be able to get this one again. Are they going to be able to put this one in? They are. So, Kyle, that's exactly what I was talking about. This could have been 2-1 Evil Geniuses if Royal 2 didn't go in there and get that return.
That was really close.
That's exactly what I was predicting coming out from Evil Geniuses. That's exactly the move that they needed to do. Someone clutched it. I'm not sure who it was. I know Ninja ended up with the flag in his hands. Not sure if he was the original puller of that flag, but you got to go in there and just hope for the best at this point, because everybody on the side of Optic Gaming has just been slowly but surely pushing in towards top center and getting map control. So when people do that, sometimes it's best to just flank and get a random flagpole.
Look at some of these kills here. You got the Royal 2 Snakebite duo like we talked about before, just leading the pack.
21, 21, 21, 20. I may have said too many 21s, but...
Oh, and Roy just gets crushed by Snakebite there. And Lunchbox crushed by Lethal.
No.
What is happening?
Those were really big 1v1s that ended up getting lost. But look, Victory X is doing what I was talking about. While everyone is in position for the side of Optic Gaming, that's when you go and pull the flag. But everyone's dying around, so he needs to get up into that little treehouse ledge possibly and jump up and be sneaky.
Just imagine if those two players won those 1v1s. This might be a flag cap that we're looking at going in.
Oh yeah, for sure, but this isn't a bad situation at all because everyone's going to be spawning up. So Victory X needs to push up. He doesn't realize where the players are, but he needs to eventually probably go top center and toss that flag bottom center, and that's not what he did. But there are tons of grenades coming out from the sides of Evil Geniuses. It's going to be a 2-on-1 situation, now a 1-on-1 here for Ninja to win this fight against Lethal. Looks like he's not going to be able to. Let's see if Ninja's going to be able to get the return. I don't think he's going to be able to. So Royal 2 over here with the flag instead. And he does have the light rifle, which is actually really strong when you have the flag because you can sit in the window and just lay down the shots, but it looks like he's going to elect to leave Lethal with that flag and charge out and just try to help his teammates over in the treehouse area. Numbers advantage going over to EG. Sick nades coming out from Roy. He's going to be able to secure that camouflage. This is possibly the opportunity that EG needs to return the flag. Twin brother Lunchbox over there with the flag as well, so you know that the communications is a big 1v1. Gotta win this if you're Victory X. He does on Royal 2, one of the better shooters in the game, and here's Roy. Sneaky play coming around. Frosty over at the small door area as well. Victory X just chucking those nades out. Roy ends up trading with the camo. So when you have Roy with the camouflage like that, Victory X was way too worried about the guy that they killed and where he was going to spawn and playing defense instead of actually pushing up and getting aggressive with his camo guy. The camo guy shouldn't be the first person to distract. Victory X won that 1v1. He needed to go top center, distract for Roy, fly in, push in through the window. Roy would have came up and cleaned those guys up. It would have been GG.
Evil Geniuses was so scared of the flag being returned there that Victory X just would not commit overall. They had no idea 3 members were actually hiding an engine, but that is exactly what CLG is going to do when they don't have an advantage. They're going to partner up and make sure they out teamwork in order to grab an advantage.
Yeah, and Victory X, he was up there top center for so long and eventually only got a trade in kills and dropped down. So it wasn't the best play, wasn't the worst play either, but this one still, if the teams don't cap it within a minute, this one's going to end and we're going to have a full replay. Keep in mind, these guys no strangers to replays. We saw a lot of CTF Fathoms being played in the summer finals for the HCS. So Lethal going to try to leave the flag here. Typically, what happens is in a situation like this, if nothing's really going Optic's way, they'll say, hey, let's trade the flag guy off. And that's a good sign of just trusting your teammates.
All right, and here comes Ninja again, flying into the window. Looks like Ninja will take out Frosty, but die.
Oh, Royal 2 doesn't die to Victory X, that Spartan charge. Glad that we got to see it, that fight, but this isn't over quite yet. Still plenty of time to get this flag return. Royal 2's being hunted down from the back here by Roy. Roy doesn't realize that there's 2 players around him and doesn't realize Royal 2's in that window, but finally gets spotted. This is it. Roy could potentially kill this player. Let's see what happens with Royal 2 if he's able to get in there. Is he going to be able to return the flag in time? Roy has to get in there. He misses the jump. Roy misses the jump. Is it going to be time? No! Roy misses the jump. This is going to a replay. Roy, that feels bad, man.
Whose man's is this?
I don't know. Roy, I don't know what to say about that one besides white men can't jump.
Well, we talked about it before. You can't have these big missed opportunities and expect to defeat this team. That game 1 was Evil Geniuses to win. Royal 2 clutching it up and dropping the flag down in Treehouse. Exactly what he needed to do. He was completely aware of the time left in the game and played that one to perfection and just absolutely clutched it up here for Optic Gaming. So we are going to be going into a full replay like you mentioned. We'll have those teams set up, getting back into the game here momentarily. But look, 5 seconds left, and Roy with the missed jump and a second missed jump.
Oh, Roy.
Poor Roy.
Ouch. Man, that jump, it's hard when you first start playing the game, but we're a couple months in now.
And not only that, but you know Lunchbox is going to be yelling at him too.
Well, the thing is they're going to be getting into this game really quickly, so I don't know if they're going to have enough time, which is good for EG. So it's good that they're starting this one up back pretty quickly.
All right, now we're getting these players set up back in the game, so let's not waste any time. This is going to be a full replay that we're looking at, and hop on board once more with Ninja. Let's just keep it going.
Yeah, Ninja again making his way towards top center, this time not getting pushed. Ends up getting that camo pretty freely. Going to have to win this 1v1 against Frosty. Roy picking up a big double kill. He's a little angry that he missed that jump. And if I know Roy, he's definitely going to come out super beast mode in this one, even pulling the flag again. So this is the same thing that we saw now. Victory, he's a little too late on these spawns. This is good for him. There you go. Got to get this kill on a snake bite. Rotate over here. There's another player on the elbow. That's going to be Frosty. Frosty's in position to get this return. Victory X cut himself off with that grenade. Is he going to be able to get this return? He does. So just too slow coming out from Victory X. He was just waiting for the spawners, but you got to realize you're playing against Optic Gaming. They're not going to wait. They're going to spawn silo and immediately charge towards the elbow. So another small misplay coming out from the side of EG, and this is what we're talking about. They could be shooting as good as they ever have been. They could be communicating. They could be throwing amazing god nades into the window. But if you're going to mess up on these small little objective plays, you're going to lose.
I mean, and they almost had a flag cap to start the last game as well. And, you know, think about the Victory X missed opportunity, the missed opportunity to end by Roy, the missed opportunity we just started to start this one off. I mean, in all actuality, Evil Geniuses should have won this one easily.
Yeah, but the thing is they are playing really well still, so this is a good sign for the rest of the series. Even if they do lose this game, I mean, who knows how this game's going to play out. It's still anyone's game, 50-50 so far, but like I said, this is, you know, a really good opportunity for them to just feel good on how they played Optic so far.
And Snakebite picks up a kill on Roy, grabs the next one on Snakebite. Knows getting some call out. There's players in front of him. Does grab another one on Ninja. That's 3 players he just took out. You can see the flag moving across the map.
Same position that Victory X was in. Let's see what Snakebite does instead of what Victory X did. And you see how he's just a little bit more decisive on exactly where he wants to go. And his teammates even know exactly where to go as well. So that's going to be a flag return. And Optic Gaming ends up getting that flag capture to go up 1-0. Good time as well because that railgun's popping. Camouflage a couple seconds after that. Ninja picked that one up pretty quickly, so it was around 51. So Lethal has a really, really awesome opportunity to even lock that down with the railgun, but it looks like Royal 2's in position to grab that. So Lethal may drop that or just elect to stay top center and help these guys out.
And you have several members for EG dropping. You do have Lunchbox and Treehouse does pick up a crucial kill here. Thinks there's a player in Treehouse, doesn't quite know that there isn't one there. Of course, we are still looking at a 1-0 lead here for Optic Gaming. Constant pressure back and forth here by both these teams, but Optic Gaming really showing, you know, why they've just had so much success here in Halo 5.
What you'll notice about this Optic Gaming squad specifically in this game type is they're very heavy on pushing into your silo, and then they push onto your porch, and then they push in through that way. And a lot of times you see a lot of people push over towards the elbow area where Snakebite currently is. That's fine, it's the more common spot to go in there, but when you find players over in this engine area, it makes it very difficult to pull that flag out, and he's not able to get that because people are just going to continuously spawn in that area. So something to keep in mind for other teams is that really Optic is always looking to control your porch area.
And Lethal almost grabs that one, but does end up missing. There's some call-outs here. Lunchbox sees a player in front of him, grabs the
Sloppy.
kill and escapes. So nice play there by Lunchbox.
Yeah, sloppy shots coming out from Lethal with his pistol for the first time in a while. Ends up getting that double kill and the killing spree, but ends up losing his life because of those shots onto Lunchbox that he missed with his pistol. But all in all, still really good sign coming out for Optic Gaming. They are up 1-0. Potentially could have lost to EG easily in that last game. So it's up to EG to put that behind them, really focus on getting this next flag cap. They did it in about 3 minutes left in the previous game, so we can't call this one really until it's over.
Frosty getting spotted out, but does escape into the base. Not going to be able to stay alive for very long as Roy is in the base as well. Victor X, no shields. Unable to hit that the ground pound there, and does drop as well. Royal 2 now focusing on getting some treehouse control. He knows there's several players around him. Lethal, as you can see in the kill feed, does grab a perfect kill there on Ninja.
Nice job by by Lunchbox slow playing that one. He could have easily just gave up his position. Didn't realize that the player with the railgun was sitting down there, so he just decided to bait the railgun. Now he has it in his hand. Let's see if he's able to do anything with it. Looks like Frosty pushed up towards top center, so it's Lunchbox's job to push these guys out. Not sure if I agree with this play to rotate over here towards this area. It's a really far shot with the railgun. You want to try to get a little bit closer range, about medium range there, and he does see this player with camo, and that's Frosty that got spotted. So this is much more ideal range for Lunchbox with this railgun, but he needs to now get some help from his teammates because everyone's going to be trying to kill this guy, especially when you have a camo guy on your team. So nice job by Lunchbox using that window, hits the jump that his brother couldn't, gets out of there, and then pushes up top center with the railgun. Didn't spot the guy on his radar behind him, so he's going to start getting shot in the back anytime soon, possibly a grenade coming in towards top center here, but nice job listening, using again the map to his advantage, using the terrain to his advantage, and there's the player from behind. You can see him drop and trying to kill this railgun player. Lunchbox dies to Royal 2 with that assault rifle, so Royal 2 really just taking his patience, making sure he gets that priority target.
Great job by Lethal here, staying alive, picks up that kill on Roy, but he drops as well. Take a look here at Ninja as he's starting to try to push out his base. Doesn't see Royal 2 right around the corner, actually gets a call out that there's probably a player there. Royal 2, great splinter nade, followed up by a BR shot as well to pick up that kill.
Royal 2, the king of splinter nades, man. His splinter nades are right on point, always taking you to no shields or at least killing you. And this is what Optic Gaming does so well. They always get into top center, and then they just start filling the areas on the map that they need to, and they're always doing it at the right time. Railgun coming up soon, camouflage coming up soon. They were able to pick up the last couple ones, so they're definitely going to have the time on that. Here comes the push in from the elbow. Frosty doesn't have anyone spawning over there towards the engine area, but really nice shots from Victory X with the pistol.
Yeah, that's generally going to be a fight you don't want to challenge there by Frosty. He could have easily stayed alive and just picked another battle.
Yeah.
A little bit of a mishap by him.
Yeah, probably wasn't expecting such clean shots coming out from Victory, and he was rewarded. Now gets the camo railgun, so it's crazy to really look at all of those small battles, and oh man, Victory needed to stay alive with that one. So you guys can really see how these really small decisions that you make really just add up in the grand scheme of things, and this could have been another flag capture coming out for Evil Geniuses if Victory X would have just slow played that one and saved his camo railgun. Looks like Snakebite still thinks that Roy's in his base, but Roy ended up leaving and going to play a little bit of defense, possibly trying to secure that flag capture. So Snakebite gonna go try to make his way over towards top center, even when his teammates are pulling the flag, but they're not gonna be able to do anything because Evil Genius has picked up a couple of kills. Nice aggressive play, triple-double coming out from Snakebite. This is a good position to be in with the light rifle. You're gonna be choking the silo spawn, so everyone's gonna be spawning on the actual flag for EG. Meanwhile, everyone is trying to push over towards the Optic Gaming base, but it's not working. And look at the slays, Kyle. So much of a difference compared to last game.
Yeah, I mean, Optic Gaming, we've seen this team time and time again. I don't know if they've ever actually even lost a replay. They definitely had several, but every time they come out, even against like Enigma 6, they just come out so strong and change whatever's going wrong in the first game and adapt.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a very, difficult thing to do. It's so much easier said than done. This is a good possible opportunity here for Optic Gaming, but everyone on EG really flooding. They're not giving away any captures. And this is a really good push coming out from EG based on their positioning. If they would just spread out and get top center, whoever's top center Ninja, he's doing it right. Everyone else needs to get top center with him and start flooding in there, mainly Lunchbox, but it looks like he's going to be waiting here for the railgun. Hopefully he immediately goes top center with this one because there are multiple players in Red Treehouse that he could have the angle on. Could also also elect to bait the flag here. That's what he's going to do. Doesn't hit that shot onto Lethal. Hits him, but takes him down to no shields. Could have been a good opportunity to kill that guy and then maybe have one of his teammates go for the touch. But nonetheless, waiting for this camouflage to drop. And this is pretty much the biggest opportunity so far EG's had. Don't want to shoot the wall. You want to try to shoot the players, but getting this camouflage, let's see if he's able to stay alive.
Oh, and good job staying alive. You can hear that nade bouncing around, but they're not going to be able to pick up the kill. Once again, another railgun shot is a little bit of a miss, but he does damage that player. However, number 3 is a charm, and he does take out Snakebite.
Well, the thing is he has camo railgun, but all 3 of his teammates died, so it's virtually useless at this point. He's going to pop Royal 2 down to no shields. His teammates are going to be calling him out, so Lunchbox has to do his best just to stay alive. Maybe just sit over there and crouch in that corner there, but he's going to get aggressive onto Optic Royal 2 because of the fact that he was weak. So Lunchbox now making some moves in, needs to go in towards the flag, probably get a slay here before you go out there. But that's going to be a nice nade. Is that guy no shields? We'll find out in a second, but there's going to be 2 players from Optic Gaming coming in to collapse. Where's the rest of the help coming in from EG? Lunchbox has to overextend. Is he going to be able to stay alive? Ends up shooting that last railgun shot. Has a couple nades that he could be utilizing, so let's see what he's able to do. And that's not when you want to throw the grenade, dude. You want to hit 3 shots and then the melee, so another missed opportunity there and a missed 1v1 may be able to lead Optic Gaming to another return.
I mean, and he could have picked up 1, maybe 2 kills in that situation if he had won that individual 1v1.
Splinter nade, use it. Nice job. Okay, so good splinter nade coming out, but the return coming in anyway, so Ninja didn't go for the touch, actually ran past the flag. Another missed opportunity with the objective, so just unfortunate turn of events coming out from EG. These small mishaps really costing them the game, and this is exactly what we're saying can't have happen in this series against the best team in the world.
There's a lot of weak members here, and everyone's dying. Take a quick look. 3 dead. Snakebite, last guy alive. You can see him in the player outline, running elbows fast as you can, but he's going to get caught off guard because they're going to be expecting this.
Oh, Roy, the infamous Roy out of ammo play. Typically, you know, we've seen him do that numerous times so far, even with the battle rifle, but not with the pistol. But nonetheless, EG timed this one up 1-to-1, showing some resilience. Overall, they've had more opportunities than Optic in this map so far, even in the replay. So, got to be feeling good if you are Evil Geniuses and if you're an Evil Geniuses fan.
Right, now Frosty's trying to contest this camo. It was in fact picked up by Snakebite, but Lunchbox is going to take him out now as well. Take a look as the flag, neither flag is being pulled quite yet. Nice shot, Victor. I like that he jumped up and put that extra shot down just to assist Lethal there with the kill. Frosty not going to be able to do much, but does have a nice splinter nade. Takes the player weak. And oh, that was about to be an outplay. Snakebite does clutch it up though and finish off the kill. Just like that, Optic Gaming is winning all of their 1v1s.
Yeah, Optic Gaming is in pretty good position here. This one's definitely, you know, looking like an overtime game, especially from what we've seen before. But keep in mind, you know, Optic Gaming, they're a really strong team, and Evil Geniuses is hanging in there with them. So, like I was saying before, even if Evil Geniuses isn't able to win this one, it's not the end of the world for them. They still, you know, played this game really well, and they still had a lot of opportunities. And another thing to keep in mind is that they had a really good series with Allegiance yesterday that they could take a lot of film from. So with an analyst like Ogre2, this is some really good gameplay footage to go over and try to minimize those mistakes, because they're doing a lot of things right. They're just making very minor mistakes.
Lethal doing all he can to stay alive, try to get into the base here. There are 3 members of Optic Gaming collapsing, at least 2 dead for Evil Geniuses at this point. A 3rd member dropping as in Ninja, but he does pick up that kill on Frosty. Roy,
good pull from Roy.
Great pull, absolutely. Now Roy and Lunchbox trying to work together to stay alive here, but look at Royal 2 pushing over, trying to focus on these kills. Lethal moving the flag as best he can, and just like that, that flag's gonna go back home. No one's in position yet to actually secure this next one. We are in overtime, so next flag will not win. There is 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to play on the clock.
Yeah, that's a good point. No matter what, even if the fact that Optic Gaming caps this one, which it looks like they are, it's still not over yet. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left for Evil Geniuses to bring this one back. That's about how much time they had left on the clock in the previous game, and they were able to do so. But it starts with getting this top center control, which Victory X is really desperately trying to do. And it looks like the slay is heavily just going in the favor of Optic this last probably about 2 or 3 minutes, Kyle.
Oh, and great shots by Frosty. Listen to those call-outs, always assisting on the top center players. Now, flanking around, making sure they control both tree houses as they try to push this flag out. Doesn't spot Roy sliding up. and does in fact get taken out as well. So that's going to be a numbers advantage.
Yeah, good kills coming out from EG. Now Optic Gaming stuck in their base. This is where you have to get top center and start laying down shots. Lunchbox also in the window, ends up dropping and doesn't get traded on. Snakebite ends up getting the kill, so it is a trade in the grand scheme of things. Victory X getting a pick as well. Someone's gonna have to flood in and get this pull and also choke these spawns over there in the engine. Looks like one player is in the engine. That's Lethal. He gets taken out. Good opportunity for Roy here. Roy needs to get aggressive, be a meat shield, and just start laying down shots on these guys. They have the numbers advantage. Here comes two players from the side of Optic Gaming making their way over towards the flag. If he can get that kill, that'd be huge. Lunchbox getting a pick as well, though. It's all up to Lethal here. Will Lethal be able to do it? No, tied up 2-2. A minute and 20 seconds left. Keep in mind that I believe if this does go to another replay, it will be first capture to win, Kyle.
You're exactly correct. You know, that rule kind of got implemented during relegation at the finals, where we had 5 games for it finally to be determined. And with these teams, you know, and it really looks like when Optic Gaming has an opportunity to pull the flag, they're pretty much going to put it in. When Evil Geniuses is creating a lot more opportunities than Optic Gaming has been, they're just not as efficient on the execution.
The only thing that they're making mistakes on is timing the spawns. So maybe that's something Taui can take note of and be like, okay guys, well, we're just a little bit late there. The guys are already spawning and pushing to our base while we're still looking for the spawners, mainly that Victory X play that we saw earlier. And speaking of him, we're on board with him right now. 40 seconds left. It's not going to go to any more time here. The flag needs to be captured in that amount of time. So if anyone gets a pull here around that 15-second mark, it takes around 12 seconds, maybe a little bit less to run that flag, assuming that nobody's even shooting you. So looks like this one probably is going to go over to another replay. Optic getting a couple kills. Victory X, that's going to be 3 dead, but nobody on the side of Optic in position to grab the flag. Only 12 seconds left. Yeah, that's just not enough time. This one's going to be over. We're going to be moving into a third replay. Next capture's gonna win, and let's go and think about the first captures of the game so far. I know that Optic Gaming got the first capture in this replay. Did they get the first capture in the previous game? I can't remember.
I believe it was Optic Gaming that had the first one as well. Again, then, but look at these slays.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. The fact that they got out slayed pretty heavily, but were able to actually, you know, hang and cap it 2-2. You got to be worried if you're EG though, because you know we did say that Optic Gaming did get those first 2 caps. If that's the case, then have to mix up your beginning strategy a little bit. Keep in mind though, Roy has been able to get those flag pulls out pretty far to start the game, so that's something that you got to watch out for if you're Optic Gaming.
Yeah, not only that, but you know, talking about the opportunities in flag caps, we had 8 flag returns coming out from Counterlogic Gaming, while only 4 from Evil Geniuses. So just the amount of times that Optic Gaming was having to play from their hind feet, trying to focus on getting flag returns as opposed to flag captures and control. It was really impressive. Evil Geniuses, this lineup seems to be meshing a whole lot better, without Snipe Down and their 4th that they've rotated, having Victory X and Ninja.
Yeah, it's just more communication coming out from these guys. Ninja and Victory X are going to be communicating more than the 2 previous players coming out from Evil Geniuses. So no surprise here that they have improved, and interestingly enough, Snipe Down has improved as well by going over to Envy. So a lot of these teams have improved by the roster changes that they've made. Mainly, we were just looking at LOL kind of in a pickle. So I'm not shocked that EG's putting up a good fight against this Optic Gaming squad. The one thing that I'm surprised about is that they're still hanging in with the amount of mistakes that they've made.
All right, well, we're back into game number 3, the 3rd and final replay as far as we can tell here. First cap is going to win. And just taking a look at the beginning start here, Lethal does know Victory X is running around the front of the base. I'd say the opening strategies have gone over to Evil Geniuses each replay so far, but now this is the first time that Optic Gaming really looks like they're grabbing some essentially top center control.
Yeah, Lethal playing some defense to start the game. This is typically what he likes to do. He always grabs that light rifle, sits on that porch area, and they're always just so confident about where they want to move. So let's see what Snakebite's able to do here with that railgun too. So big positional advantages coming out from the side of Optic. This could be a good opportunity, but everyone's dying around Lethal, and now he can't really push him towards the flag. Even with that pick, that's not going to be enough. Oh, if he was able to get that kill on a Roy, that would have been huge. But Royal 2 with the railgun, making his way over towards top center. Didn't realize that there's a player behind him. Nice shot by that player to take him down to no shields, and good callouts coming out, and Victory X able to finish that kill.
And great shots by Frosty. Almost does the impossible and take out 2 players. VictoryX will be able to secure that kill, though. VictoryX in a 1v1 against Royal 2 and does pick up the victory there as well. Great communication coming out of Optic Gaming, though, and Snakebite's able to pick that one off.
The big thing here is going to be controlling this big round of weapons. 30 seconds into this railgun, Roy doesn't necessarily even have to drop in this situation. He could have just stayed up top center. Looks like someone is going to be pulling the flag here on the side of EG. Not sure who that is behind him, but if Roy was still top center and didn't drop down, he would have been in a really prime position. Again, one of those just really small mistakes that add up. However, VictoryX getting a double kill with that light rifle, that should be pretty big. Keep in mind, again, that railgun dropping here pretty soon. Everyone's going to be fighting for that one. Camo comes up right after that, and you know, first capture wins. These things matter more than any time.
All right, Lunchbox playing aggressive, trying to get in the space. He doesn't know there's a player hiding right by the flag, just trying to do a little bit too much. You need to keep in mind, you're playing some of the best players in the world. No, the 4 best players in the world. You can't just assume nobody's going to be there.
Yeah, you have to watch out for that area. That's the most common place for people to play defense, especially top teams. So Lethal is going to be able to get that railgun. Not sure what happened with the camouflage, but either way, he's going to play a little bit of defense with this, and this is what I'm talking about, how patient these guys are. They aren't worried at all. A lot of people would immediately be overextending, see all of this area that's open to them and be like, I gotta fill that open spot of the map. But Lethal's just sitting back waiting for the picks. They play the numbers game, and then they play the position advantage game.
And Lethal is moving around. Did put a lot of cover on it for his team to help secure this top center. Gets the call out. There's a player behind him. Isn't able to hit that railgun shot. Needs to back down here. There are 3 members of Optic Gaming trying to work together to stay alive. Ninja all on his lonesome by Optic Gaming's base. Ends up dropping in a 1v1 here. Not going to be any kind of opportunities for Evil Geniuses quite yet. Although it is still a grind and a battle. This is the longest game we've seen so far without a flag cap here.
Yeah, definitely. And Lethal not able to do as much as he wanted with that railgun. Gets taken out from behind. Snakebite picking up a kill. And this has just been back and forth. Good nades coming out from Royal 2. If you guys weren't aware of that little pillar, it bounces a grenade right behind that top center area where the camo spawns. Pretty common place for players to hide when they're trying to stay alive up there. And let's see what Royal 2 is going to do, because he, again, these guys love to push in towards that silo area. They choke that spawn, and then they go in and they choke this spawn right here, and then they force you on that elbow area, because it's a lot harder to stay alive on that elbow area than it is in this area right here towards the engine, and that's what you're seeing right now. However, no one's able to finish off VictoryX. Finally, Royal 2 able to do so. Picked up 3 kills on his way, and everyone's spawning on that silo area for the side of Evil Geniuses. Not sure if they should be sprinting over right now or trying to stop this flag. I feel like they should be trying to get over there towards the enemy base, and it looks like they are dropping. That's 2 dead. Lunchbox picking up a kill. Is anyone in position to pull this flag? It's going to be really hard for VictoryX to get in there. VictoryX laying down some nice shots. Can he get the touch? No, he can't get the touch quite yet. Lunchbox flying in there towards the window. Looks like Ninja flying in towards the window. Everyone's spawning on the silo area for CLG, or for Optic Gaming. This is pretty much going to be it. Lunchbox gets the return, and that's nice plays coming out from EG. They also have a good opportunity to potentially run this next one. VictoryX needs to get top center immediately. Not sure if that camo's still there. It is. So this is it for Evil Geniuses. They can really take advantage of this camo unless VictoryX grenades himself.
And he will end up being taken out as well, but it's going to create an opportunity here for several members to drop from Optic Gaming as well. Now the flag is being pulled out. 2 dead for each team. What a great thrust slide to move that across the map, and with teammates spawning at silo, Lunchbox not going to be able to cut off this angle.
Yeah, it's again up to VictoryX. VictoryX coming up big, going up towards that elbow area. Let's see if Lunchbox is able to hit that Spartan charge. He hits the wall. There's another player behind him in the window. This is huge. This is going to be pretty much game. While they're doing this, the rest of the Optic Gaming members are going to be pushing in towards the other base, towards the enemy base, to get that next pull, just in case, and that's exactly what's happening. Ninja's going to have to try to stop this one, going for the ground pound. That's not going to be enough. Frosty gets the return. No flags pulled out, though, so the flag and maps are going to reset. Royal 2 taking down a No Shields Lunchbox with that nice kill, but that was another missed opportunity coming out from both of these teams.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive on Evil Genius's part to actually secure that return. Something we've seen a handful of times already from Optic Gaming, but not any of those kind of crucial must return flags yet from Evil Geniuses besides that one.
Yeah, and here we have Frosty with the nice splinter nade onto Ninja, giving him the business. Doesn't even get a reversal medal, but he should have. And that's a killing spree coming out from him. And that's what we're waiting for. We're kind of waiting for one player to go on a little bit of a spree here and be like, all right, enough's enough. It's time to win the game. And it looks like that's going to be Frosty, but he finally gets shut down.
And that was a lot of kills he racked up, but not able to kind of gather enough map controller positioning for Optic Gaming to really capitalize here. We do have members dropping left and right once again. Railgun back in the hands of Lunchbox. Ninja, perfect shots on Royal 2 to take him out. Looks like Optic Gaming getting shut down once more here.
Yeah,
now, Tom, we haven't talked about what happens after a replay when just nobody can cap the flag.
I hope they just play rock, paper, scissors or flip a coin at that point. But either way, I do think that something is going to get captured here. I kind of wish that it would go into an epic flag standoff and go to overtime, but we'll see what ends up happening. And I do think that Optic has a little bit of advantage here. They've been slaying a little bit. We're starting to see Frosty pick it up in the slaying department as well, picking up 2 kills there and also that little killing spree that he had. So got to be worried if Frosty starts to heat it up because that dude's nasty.
And there's another couple kills being bagged by Lethal as well. Royal 2 still sitting top center, has had this railgun consistently throughout all of these games and replays. He knows the flag's being moved across. Almost takes out Ninja. Ninja being a...
Ninja. Oh, Ninja. Ninja, Roy getting 2 kills. This is the opportunity that they need. Everyone needs to collapse and help Ninja. 3 dead. Snakebite, he's the last guy alive. What's going to happen? He's over in the red treehouse. He gets the kill onto Ninja. Snakebite still last guy alive. They get the kills. Are they going to get the spawn, though? Are they going to toss this flag in the window? It doesn't go in there. Are they going to be able to put it in? Let's see if they can secure this one. Getting a little deja vu here, but they are able to get it. And Snakebite with 22 kills, it's not quite enough. EG 1-0 over Optic Gaming.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I'm excited to see what happens next. I mean, Evil Geniuses has really not been able to compete with Optic Gaming since X Games. And now we're seeing that even with all of the mishaps that they had that game, I feel like they actually played better.
They did. They played better because they created more opportunities for themselves. And it's interesting to see a team play them so well while making so many mistakes.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes too.
That's a really, really good sign for not only Evil Geniuses, but for the rest of the teams here in the Pro League to show that, hey guys, they're human, man. We can really beat these guys, and that's really all it takes. Is it started with Envy winning in the scrims, right? Then everyone starts to realize that it's possible, okay? Now, if they end up losing this could show all the other teams, based on the matchups that we saw, Allegiance could gain some confidence from this because they went toe-to-toe with this Evil Geniuses team.
And to think, like, in that first Game 1 CTF Fathom, there were a lot of individual battles happening and a lot of clutch plays that happened. And I would say, with the exception of that last flag return out of Evil Geniuses in this tiebreaker, they consistently benefited Optic Gaming. There were just more clutch plays. You know, we saw Frosty with that awesome Splinter Nade killing spree kill on Ninja when he dropped off of the top center. And multiple times, just Snakebite or Royal 2 coming out ahead in these 1v1s. While on the flip side, Evil Genius is losing all these 1v1s, but somehow being able to out-teamwork and out-maneuver Optic Gaming and actually take home a win.
Very good map selection phase going out for Evil Geniuses. Again, I thought CTF Fathom was probably the best CTF game for them to come out and play up against this Optic Gaming squad. Curious to see how much time Tawi and Ogre 2 put into researching what they should actually pick and ban. And we talked about how important it was for these guys to win that first game. I know as I was talking about it during the game that even if they did lose that game, they need to hold their heads up high. Well, I didn't mean it, okay? They needed to win that game, and they did.
They absolutely did. I mean, like we said, you can't be making these big crucial mistakes against Counterlogic Gaming, or excuse me, against Optic Gaming and expect to come out ahead. And we saw at least half a dozen missed opportunities as far as flag captures go from Evil Geniuses that could have been coordinated a little bit better. And with all of that being said and done, I mean, if you're looking at Optic Gaming, they got to be, you know, back to the drawing board on that one. Like, what happened? We were outslaying these guys. We were getting more flag pulls. We had tons of returns. Like, where did we go wrong in this situation?
I just think EG really grinded that one out. That was a really, tough game. The teams weren't giving each other's, even an inch. Everybody was on top of it. This is really high quality Halo that we're seeing. These are the type of rivalries that we need in Halo. This is the type of competition that we need in Halo in order to restore us back to where we were, you know, and where we belong. So I love seeing this type of competition. I want to see, you know, even this game go down to the wire like we saw before, and I do think this is a great map selection for the Evil Geniuses squad. This is a really great opportunity for them to possibly go up 2-0 in the series.
All right, Frosty grabbing that sniper really early. Does not know a player charged directly down to snipe lift. That's going to be Roy grabbing a quick kill. However, Royal 2 with that overshield is going to turn around that situation. Now Victory X did go in and grab that plasma pistol. I expect this to slow down a lot because Evil Geniuses knows you cannot give up free kills against this squad.
Yeah, of course. They need to locate where that overshield guy is, and it looks like a nice little bait and switch coming out from these guys. Look how aggressive everybody from the side of Optic Gaming is playing. There's the overshield guy charging in there, and they just all collapse. Curious to see why everybody from EG elected to go over towards that yard area to start the game. Why didn't anyone go with Roy over towards the snipe side? Why didn't anyone put more pressure on the overshield? So looks like Optic Gaming coming out pretty hot to start this one, and it really starts with those beginning strategies. That wasn't a really good beginning strategy coming out from EG. Again, someone needed to go over there to help with that snipe area. They needed to contest that overshield a little bit more. Victory X ended up with the green gun, so to me that means that he dropped down and went towards the green gun area, towards the gas station, picked that one up, and that's not a good play. Typically someone goes over there because they got taken in no shields and was forced to drop, so you know, they're just going to continue to get punished. Royal 2, a mastermind with the snipe, just constantly taking good angles, constantly hitting his shots.
And just look at the score here. It was 2-1, you know, less than a minute ago, and I was like, I anticipate this to slow down a lot. Well, I couldn't have been more wrong in that situation. 14-3. Optic Gaming refuses to let up and just continues to put the hurt here down on Evil Geniuses, and especially Royal 2, as he's hitting every single one of these shots.
Literally hitting every single shot.
Oh, jinxed.
But seriously, Royal 2, he's in a powerful position, and we talk about how people need to rotate sometimes with the snipe, but he's in such a good spot because his teammates have his back and he's so comfortable that he doesn't really have to do much. So curious to see what's going to happen now that he's getting pinched, where the help's going to come from. But fortunately for Optic Gaming, they picked up 2 kills at the same time, and this overshield's coming up. So pretty much a really stressful time for Evil Geniuses because of the fact that they're just pretty much
I'm wondering what Royal 2's thinking right now. He watched Victory X at least 4 times run by the light rifle door, ultimately commits to grabbing the BR. Royal 2, quick body shot, finishing him off with the pistol, and now all of a sudden, look at this score, Tom. Like, what are we watching?
Yeah, this is kind of ugly for these guys. This is not looking too good here for the side of Evil Geniuses. Maybe this is when you get one of your teammates to sign into your count or something like that, but a killing frenzy coming out from Royal 2.
And all right, he just died. We'll take a quick look. Dear God, we still have 0 kills out of Victory and a 10-1 out of Royal 2.
Victory, the game has started, man, come on.
Somebody tell Victory the game started. It's still, though, we'll stay on board with Royal 2. I want to see what this kid's doing.
Yeah, Royal 2 just a beast in the glass area, and that's not one of the typical areas where you say someone's going off, but he's going to make his way over back towards the nest, and looks like Lunchbox getting nice positional advantage over there, but Frosty getting 2 kills with the light rifle. Now, this is a good opportunity for the rest of EG to kind of set up and get control of that snipe area of the map. Let's see what Roy's able to do with this snipe.
Yeah, I mean, Roy's always been pretty solid with this weapon. You know, is very accurate as far as just shot goes. A lot of it comes down to positioning and knowing what angles to look at. It takes a lot of skill, and the best snipers know how to do that. Roy not able to capitalize, whether or not it's his own fault or his teammates not being able to protect him.
I blame it on the barrel, man, because he would have totally been sniping right there if it wasn't for that barrel, and he didn't want to give up his positioning and shoot that barrel. So that was a death barrel in my opinion. But yeah, either way, it's not the end of the world for EG. They're starting to pick up a couple of kills here. And if it wasn't for Royal 2 just being a complete monster with that snipe and going on that killing frenzy, this game would be a lot closer.
And still back and forth battles, and I like that Evil Geniuses didn't roll over here, and they're still putting up a good fight. You know, this game is this deficit is, you know, easily overcome as long as you're able to, you know, play the game type correctly, and I'm liking what we're seeing out of Victory here.
Yeah, besides that drop there, that was a good play. He does help his teammates secure the overshield. Another player is going to drop down on him. Not sure who that is. Looks like that's going to be Snakebite with the green gun. Victory X getting that kill, also protecting his teammate with the overshield. That's a couple players that are no shields over there. Oh, Frosty with a ridiculous triple kill. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I tried to get there as fast as I could.
Oh my goodness, Frosty Amazing snipes coming out from him. Ninja trying to get the kill. It's a 14-kill lead here, and it's all because of the sniper rifle being in the hands of this Optic Gaming squad. Frosty and Royal 2 doing serious work.
And then missing all those shots. Royal 2 would have hit all of those. I can feel it. Another triple kill. But unfortunately, that was Frosty not able to clutch it up. But we've seen Frosty time and time again do so many ridiculous things. 22 or now 23 to 36.
Not over yet. Not over yet.
Still not over yet. I mean, we've seen this twice or every day now here of the fall season. These monstrous leads just fall and just disappear as teams are able to mount these comebacks.
Good positioning for Victory X. Also a good combination here. Has the battle rifle for long range, has the SMG if anyone wants to come close to him. Also looking in the priority spots of the map, which is good. Has to be careful though, because Royal 2 did have some nice shots on him, and they're going to know where they are, where he is. But looks like TJ ends up dropping down. Needs to throw that grenade underneath the car, underneath the Prius, but nonetheless still gets that kill onto Lethal. Can actually jump onto that and go to top center, which he elects to do. So nice play, heads up play coming out from Victory X, knowing all of the jumps. Also sees another player, no shields, but his shields actually started to recharge. A little unfortunate from him, but still 13 kills, only 12 more to go for Optic. Still a very possible comeback here up until probably around that 45 mark, but they need to secure this overshield comp.
All right, back and forth. World 2 ends up dropping. You see players trying to move towards top center. It's going to be coming up in just a few seconds. You've got Snakebite moving around. He knows it's going to be up soon, but can't actually commit with so many players of Evil Geniuses moving around there. Roy with the sniper. OS is still up. We'll just stay on this death cam, see what is happening. You got players, Ninja trying to push for it. Roy hitting some snipes now as well. Let's go ahead and take a look. Everybody,
oh my goodness.
What is happening now?
Oh my goodness. Double kill coming out from Lunchbox. It's a 7-kill game. They almost, it's possible 8-kill. Oh my God, 6-kill game. If the comeback could possibly happen. They have really good map position. They also seem to know where everybody's spawning on the side of Optic. Looks like they rotated possibly the sniper over towards the glass where Royal 2 was before that. So I think Roy's over that in that position. So literally all they have to do is make sure no one charges posters to glass and no one charges back wall over towards this hotel. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. But here comes the charge coming out from Optic Gaming. They get 2 kills for 1, so that's going to increase their lead a little bit. Someone needs to pick off the players with the snipe. That's Roy still over there in that glass area. Gets taken to no shield. 6 splinter nade coming out from Frosty. So looks like Evil Geniuses, they need to rotate over there towards that cafe and blue area.
I mean, they got to be so careful right now. Only 7 kills left in the game for them, so they cannot be giving up trades here. That's going to be a good scenario for Optic Gaming. Just like that, Snakebite picks up a kill on Victory. So with still plenty of time left in this game, they need to play based on the kills and not on the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's still not over yet, but we can't afford to trade kills. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but Roy has that sniper rifle, and he hasn't been the one to deliver yet in this game. So he really needs to do kind of what Royal 2 was doing and just not miss any shots here. He also needs to reload too. So there it goes. So he's going to reload, but his teammates are dying around him, and this is what we saw. You know, picture Royal 2 when he had the snipe, how much freedom he had to roam around. The guys on Evil Geniuses, yeah, Victory gets a double kill, that's really good, but these guys, it's up to Roy, it really is. Victory X, no one's going to give up any more dumb deaths to a guy without a weapon on the side of Optic Gaming. They were just making a push. It's up to Roy to hit these headshots, not body shots, headshots.
Yeah, he needs needs to make sure these last 2 bullets are in fact kills here. Not able to get on the first one, gets taken out for the second. 2 kills left here. Everyone's kind of falling apart on Evil Geniuses. They didn't expect that player to come from behind them. Nobody can escape. Ninja ultimately dies for the last death. 50-42, and wow. I mean, I really like what we're seeing out of Evil Geniuses. Like, that was kind of a crazy comeback, something I don't really think they have in them, but what they absolutely do.
They did, and that's good for moving forward into the next games. But just imagine if they didn't have to climb up that entire uphill battle, if they had a good beginning strategy from the blue side. Yeah, the red side does have a little bit of advantage in Slayer. You typically get the overshield probably about 20% more coming from the red side because you have more cover and you're more vulnerable on that blue side. But I was really disappointed to see only Roy go over there towards that snipe side. You know that Royal 2 Frosty really want that weapon, especially after a loss, and you have to make sure you're doing everything to keep that weapon out of their hands, and also making sure that you're getting that first overshield so Towie can time it for you guys.
And this series though is still far from over. Empire Strongholds, this can be a toss-up by any means. You know, Evil Geniuses needs to come out out strong here. We've talked about it before. Like, what is the best opening strategy here? Is it to leave a guy behind, to sit in the base, or is it to send everyone out the window?
Well, I think what we saw Ace did is a great thing for one player to do, and then you obviously have to probably send one guy over towards the saw and try to secure that. Maybe one guy stays in the flag to capture, then another guy outside. But it's not a bad strategy to go outside and contest that overshield again, because the overshield was moved from the pit out of there. But the meta hasn't changed. These guys definitely have to secure the pit, but this is definitely going to 5 games.
Oh, calling out the 5 games right now.
I'm not even worried about it. It's going to 5 games.
I don't know if I see it going to 5 games. I think this Optic Gaming lineup is going to come out, and we're looking at a 3-1.
You need a new Magic 8 Ball.
All right. So what's riding on this right now?
What's that?
I said, what's riding on this right now? The predictions.
I don't know.
Maybe we should do
loser pays for the Uber back.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And then maybe in the chat, too, see what everyone at home thinks. A 1 for a Game 5 and a 2 for a 3-1 Optic Gaming Series. Maybe a 3 for EG win? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, the way that EG's played this so far, it's been very, very competitive. They're putting up a very good fight. I'm curious to see, you know, what if Optic loses this one, what they're going to say. I don't think that they're playing up to their full potential here, but I think it's because of the amount of pressure that Evil Geniuses has done.
Cool, and here we go. Interesting start off. Snakebite taking no shields. Not able to be picked up here by Ninja. Ninja's trying to work around. Great grenade to pick up that kill. He is actually going to grab this overshield. Great opening start. Evil Geniuses comes out ahead on this one.
Yeah, you know, Ninja has that overshield. He can elect to go for the triple cap here. This is a really good time for them because everyone's going to be spawning in the security area for Optic Gaming. So he goes in towards the red base. Got to assume that someone's going to be coming to try to kill these guys. He's not watching his back outside. There comes the player coming from outside. He dodges that nice. Oh!
What?
That was a nice dodge, but all in all, looks like Optic's finally going to be able to capture this red base. They're most likely going to push outside here. As I was saying, the strategy for this one is to get the opposite base.
And look at the kill feed, though. Lethal sticks Royal 2.
No.
Great opportunity. Evil Geniuses to maintain control here.
That's an unfortunate stick, but somehow they're still able to get 3 kills out of that one. It's going to be a 2-on-1 situation here in the favor of Optic Gaming. Now, Frosty needs a little bit more help from his teammates to be able to get this one. Lunchbox sitting there crouching on the lip, being able to get a kill, but 2-to-1 advantage here for Optic Gaming. Let's see if they're able to capitalize on this pit. Roy needs to get in there immediately. Bodies coming in from Ninja. They're not able to do so. Those are the only 2 players contesting the pit. So all in all, that's 20 points after getting control for the side of EG. Let's see how long Optic's able to hold this one.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping for more time out of him in that situation. You get the overshield, you cap 2 right off the bat. Optic Gaming not even picking up their red base stronghold to start the game, and then a betrayal on top of that, and you're only able to rack up 20 seconds.
Well, the problem was whoever was in that turbine area was too overextended, and then they didn't even trade kills. They just gave it up. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but fortunately for them, they actually did just kill 3 players from Optic, and now the overshield's coming up here soon, so they can get this pit and also move outside for this overshield. So this is huge for them. They're even pushing in towards that window for the triple cap. Not sure if I agree with that coming from Lunchbox. I'd probably be supporting outside for that overshield, but nonetheless, adding a little bit of pressure should be able to secure this one. Nice trade of kills there coming in for Frosty. Looks like the overshield, I don't know if it was picked up, so let's see if they're going to be able to get this one. They do, so yeah, that was a big misplay coming in from Lunchbox. That's what we're talking about. Sometimes you can get a little too happy and go for that triple cap when it's not necessarily needed.
I mean, and they were setting up for that OS a little bit early as well. I mean, he was standing on OS with still about 10 seconds left there, so, you know, generally putting yourself in a position that is that open and that easily contested that early, there's a lot of risks involved.
Well, this is actually good, though, for EG because of the fact that they have both of the side bases, and now they've taken all of this overshield off of Frosty. So it's going to force Optic Gaming to capture one of these side bases, and again, once they start capturing that side base, immediately you go into the pit. So this is a good play coming in from Roy, but he can't do it alone. Royal 2 getting a ground pound onto Ninja, also using that deadly splinter grenade. No way Roy's going to be able to capture that pit now, so Lethal going to make his way over towards the red base. Now they do have red base and the pit. pit. Let's see how they play this one. Most likely not going to go for that triple cap. I would just wait for them to go and get these picks and then try to make a move.
Great nades by Lethal. Does hit the, or have the hit markers show up. Knows there's a player hiding behind that wall. Gets a lot of shots down on Roy and Victory with barely taking any damage.
See how he's not overextending and going into the turbine and just crouching and hoping for someone to come around the fan? Because if two people come, you end up screwed. All you have to do is sit outside on the fan and lay down the shots, and that's exactly what Lethal's doing, and just depend on your teammates like Royal 2 over at Tower to lay down the shots as those guys are running outside. So one of the biggest mistakes again on this map is people overextending when they don't necessarily need to.
And look, the pit is being concentrated on here by Evil Geniuses, but it's a little bit too little. I mean, you got people pushing outside, you got two going for the hill.
Ooh, nice play by Lunchbox, crouching from super far away. He's going to be able to secure the saw for himself.
They needed that.
Yeah, they do need that, and they also need to rotate towards that overshield. So let's see if anyone from Evil Geniuses is going to be able to make their way outside. Looks like they go for the pit instead, which is actually really good for them as they're picking up the slays as well. So momentum back on Evil Geniuses' side, and they're playing this one pretty well so far. That's Roy laying down some shots, but that overshield is coming up soon. Is it going to be? Oh, he challenges it, gets the perfect, and then going for that triple cap. So this is a good opportunity for them.
And I love the perfect after the reload as well, or if you get a perfect using two different weapons in the same kill, are definitely some of the best medals.
Ooh, overshield going in the hands of Snakebite. That's going to stop the triple cap potentially coming out for EG. Lethal over there in the pit taking that one. So even though they were able to get the slays, Roy getting that double kill, no one went outside and choked those spawns. Howie needs to be reminding these guys to set up for that overshield a while ago. And this guy thinks it's been the best day of the HCS Pro League so far.
Yeah, look at Scud Puddle over there.
We love you.
Yeah, appreciate the shout outs on the HCS here. Glad you're at home watching and having a great time.
And anyway, so they're going for the pit here on the side of Evil Geniuses, and they do get it, which is pretty interesting because they didn't even have any type of power-ups or power weapons. So I'm pretty impressed with the way that these guys are playing this one. Play this game type a lot with Ninja, and he actually taught me a lot about when to overextend and when not to overextend. So know that he's probably passed that information along over to his teammates, and it looks like it's really paying off for Evil Geniuses.
And look at this, everyone is dead right now. I'm trying to find somebody that is still alive. Control, however, still in favor of Evil Geniuses. 2 hills, however, you got 2 members of Optic Gaming trying to capture blue base, and Lunchbox, rather than going to contest that, decides he's going to go straight over to red, and great job by the rest of Evil Geniuses setting up and maintaining control of pit here.
Yeah, you can see Lethal's, he's playing well, but everywhere he goes, he's having to move around the map so quickly, and everyone's just collapsing on him. Ninja somehow not even dying to Royal 2 after that. That probably should have been a trade, but looks like he is going for the saw. That's Snakebite picking that one up.
That was one of the first times I've ever seen Royal 2 even get reversed on. So big props to Ninja there.
Yeah, for sure. And also, this is a really good opportunity for them to collapse on that base. They could have all charged in. There was only 2 players there. It looks like Victory not on the same page as these guys. Also a missed opportunity from Ninja to possibly Spartan charge that player in the back. He gets taken in no shields because of that one. Keep in mind, overshield coming up right now. Nice shots under Royal 2. Looks like Ninja has Royal 2's number saved in his phone or in his controller, but ends up Royal 2 doubling back and getting some help from his teammates.
Yeah, Royal 2 might have lost a little bit of confidence on Ninja after that last fight, but just sits back, waits for his team, and does perfect positioning to be a distraction and give one of his teammates a free kill on Ninja.
Uh-oh, this is it right here. If they're able to get Royal 2 out of the pit, they don't have the side bases, but it doesn't really matter because they are starting to capture this red base. So they need to work together here and make sure that they secure at least one of these, but it looks like Victory X is distracting over at the blue base, so they're going to have to allocate resources over to there too, which is a really good play from Victory X, but he gets Spartan charged by Lethal. So it's going to be a big battle for the pit here, and everyone needs to stay alive for EG, so really smart play, but they don't have any grenades, so it's a little bit unfortunate for them. Both of those players get taken out. Optic Gaming collapses on the pit, and that's going to be really difficult for EG to take it back. Fortunately for them, it's just a double cap and now a triple cap.
I mean, it's still a long way from being over, though. These last 15 seconds are going to be the hardest 15 seconds that Evil Geniuses has ever had to get on this game, but they're in perfect position to take a 2-1 lead in this series if they're able to do so.
Yeah, and meanwhile, it's going to be a temporary triple cap coming out. Meanwhile, blue base is going to be captured from Evil Geniuses, and here's the thing. Towie's missed the last couple overshields, or at least Evil Geniuses missed the last couple overshields. They have plenty of time to set up, go outside, get the overshield, and then go in towards the pit. By the time the overshield's going to be coming up, it's going to be around that like 3:35 mark. Looks like they are flooding the pit right now, though, and they are able to possibly get this one. No, they're not. Lunchbox got out, and then the contestant coming in from Royal 2. So here's the thing, like I was saying, overshield coming up very soon. They don't realize that Lunchbox is just sitting right there. Double kill, killing spree for Lunchbox. Still in the pit, 3 dead now. They are going to be able to get this one. Overshield coming up soon. They have to sit outside for this one. Does Taui have the correct time on this one? They also need to rotate and make sure that they're capturing the other side base. This is going to be it. Whoever secures this overshield is going to have a pretty big advantage. Advantage over to Evil Geniuses because they do have the pit as well. So temporary triple cap coming out here. Roy doing big things. Gets the explosion kill onto Royal 2. Another player lethal, desperatting it towards the pit. Double kill coming out from Roy.
Do it.
That's going to be game 2-1 in favor of EG, going up over Optic Gaming, our world champions. Also our champions in the Summer Pro League. Holy cow, EG.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this EG lineup or those changes that they made needed to happen because we discussed it before. Is this team change going to be what Evil Geniuses needs to revitalize them and be contenders?
Of course it does, because once you start having thoughts about your teammates that are negative thoughts, you don't pull out wins like that. You don't, because you don't have it in you, because you don't like your teammates as much as you should. So once you stop not liking your teammates as much as you should, then you just are done for. And we saw that last season with these guys. Now they're having a good time. They're good friends. They have Victory X to make the mood nice and light, and they also have Ogre 2 as their analyst now. So they've made a lot of additions here, and they're flying under the radar. But if they win this series, they're not flying under the radar anymore.
And wow, Evil Genius is really stepping it up here. 2-1 lead. And now Truth CTF.
This is good for them.
This is one of the ones that was banned in the first series.
I'm telling you, when I saw these maps, I was like, wow, these guys have a really good opportunity to win. Why? Because there's only one Strongholds in there, and I wasn't even expecting them to win the Strongholds map. So when you take all of that into consideration, Truth CTF and Rig Slayer, you know, I look at Rig Slayer as another map where I see Ninja really excelling on. Then I look at Truth CTF and I say that it's anybody's ball game. You know, you would say it's a midship remake, right? These guys have been playing since 2005 and 2007. They have the experience on this map, and they put up a really good fight, and CTF Fathom even walked away with that win. So hats off again to Taui and to Ogre 2 for really just taking that, you know, that map pick ban phase really seriously.
And let's give some credit to the core members of Evil Geniuses as well, as these guys are grinding it out and putting on a show for everyone at home watching.
Yeah, that was very fast-paced game type, and they really did a good job of sneaking into the pit when Optic Gaming wasn't looking and creating distractions and getting priority kills. The only thing that they missed out on was the overshield, but they were able to still even kill the overshield guys at the same time. So again, they're not even playing perfect, which is what I thought they would have to do to win this. They actually just really look solid as a team. And look at Ninja flying out there, no one even shooting him, takes another player to one shot. That's going to be a 2-on-2 situation. Players over in the Carbine are going to be trying to lay down the shots, but look at Ninja. He's going to challenge that. That's how confident he is. He also has help coming in from Victory X. Good opportunity for these guys to run the flag. If Snakebite doesn't get that kill, could have potentially been a cap.
What's happening here? Frosty's missing a couple sword lunges, was trying to get a flag pull. That was a great opportunity for Evil Geniuses
there. Yeah.
Optic, they're looking flustered.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Frosty's like staring at the wall, like running around, like not looking where he should have potentially been looking. And you could tell that these guys, the way that EG is moving around the map, it's just fast. They know exactly what they want to do. They've obviously, you don't have this without being able to talk about it. It doesn't just naturally happen. Everyone has to figure out the strategies and get on the same page. It comes through practice outside of actually playing the game. So these guys have been definitely putting in the work, and it's definitely showing. Optic Gaming looking like for the first time ever that these guys are on tilt.
All right, and shout out to Brad Conformity for staying awake to watch these matches. I'll give a shout out as well because I did not expect the series to be this close. I predicted that 3-1 victory, and Tom, you were exactly correct.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough the way that EG has played. They haven't even played perfect, and they're still winning this series, and it's just been so impressive to watch. this is such a good team that they're playing against. And look at Snakebite had no idea that the flag was even being pulled towards Pink 1. Ninja's going to run it towards them. Is he going to be able to push this one in? Ninja doesn't know. Oh, Ninja, put it in there, dude. There you go. All right, he gets the cap. I was a little bit worried. All right, so we're going to calm down. But he does have the Hydra, and there is a player P3. That's lethal. Nice little bait and switch coming out from Lunchbox. Look at everybody's positioning from the side of EG. They're just working so well together.
Frosty back with the sword in his hand. Victory X doesn't see him coming. Great Spartan charge using that weapon really effectively. You've got Snakebite already trying to run another flag. This kid has constantly been pushing over, getting a kill and flag pulls, but his team's just not able to capitalize and support him.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time, honestly, that we're seeing Optic Gaming look human. And it's pretty scary to see, because if EG is going to be playing this well and all the teams are so evenly matched, for example, a 3-2 against Allegiance yesterday, what's that going to say about the rest of the season?
Especially with everything that just happened yesterday and all the pressure and weight on these guys' shoulders to try and carry the Optic name forward. This is going to be a big
X may
upset.
sign Evil Geniuses after today.
Yeah, I mean, or what if they go pick up the old former Optic?
Who knows? Well, we're just joking, but seriously, this is an absolutely insane performance coming out from EG. It's tied up 1-1. We missed that flag cap because we're sitting here joking, but either way, again, I haven't seen these guys ever look flustered yet in Halo 5.
Man, do you think Victory and Ninja are on cloud 9 right now with how awesome they're doing?
So cheesy. So cheesy, but they are looking good. I've never seen so much teamwork coming out from these guys pretty much ever. I mean, they're definitely feeling good.
Pretty much ever.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Victory X stepping it up. He's nasty with the carbine, first of all. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch Victory play with the carbine, but he's definitely a very solid player, and he's pushing this flag in car 1. Doesn't have anybody coming in from pink side. Looks like one player. That's going to be Frosty. That's going to be the second cap. 2-1. EG's up 2-1 in the series and in this game. They're going to be smelling blood.
All right, I'm going to need Towie to start his Skype chat right now so I can see these guys' reactions if they're actually able to defeat these guys in week number 1. But of course, that's going to be impossible to do here at this point, and no distractions for them. But 8 minutes remaining in this game, 2-1 lead for Evil Geniuses, and Optic Gaming really struggling to gain control.
Yeah, it looks like there is a flag being pushed in from the pink side. This is actually an awesome opportunity for Victory X to potentially get a counter cap, but he ends up electing just to pull the flag. Has a couple grenades here, tosses it up again. I would have liked to see him maybe pull that one out of the window. I think he did have time, or at least try to shoot and lay down some fire on the guy running that flag in pink side. That's going to get ground pounded. Next capture is going to win. This has been so fast-paced, almost as fast-paced as we saw the Strongholds game. And Roy getting a huge double kill. Decides he doesn't care about that splinter grenade, runs right in. Royal 2 gets the kill because of the fact that he was weak, but look, another flag being pulled out.
And that's Roy still running this after going clutch on that double.
Yeah, Roy somehow still alive, laying down some shots on a Snakebite with the assault rifle. This is the opportunity. 2 kills now going out, possibly 3 here for Victory X if he can get the kill on the player there. Pink 1 gets the touch, gets the melee. Another player is going to be coming in from car side. Oh no, they have car side under control. Victory needs to back up and lay down some shots. This is potentially it. No, a little bit of a misplay coming out from Lunchbox. He could have definitely clambered that one in, but he's going to play some defense instead. Gets the melee. That's it. 3-1. Evil Geniuses walks away with this one, and they are going to beat Optic Gaming. Holy cow.
And wow, I did not expect that one coming, but Tom, you were wrong. It was not going to Game 5. This is Evil Geniuses 3-1ing the defending champions of Optic Gaming the following day after their organization changed.
I wonder how many gamers are going to buy Ninja Moose pajamas after this series, because these guys, Evil Geniuses, something is in the water, something's in the Xfinity house. I don't know what it is, but it must be love in the air. That's what it is.
It is love in the air.
Seriously, because that was an impressive performance. I want to know if Optic Gaming has, anything that they want to say about this. Did they just lose straight up? Was there, anything going on behind the scenes? I don't know. But from what I saw, it was just Evil Geniuses putting a lot of pressure and Optic Gaming not being ready for that amount of pressure that they were coming in. Everybody stepping up big for Evil Geniuses.
And I have no idea how many, but how many flag pulls did Evil Geniuses have throughout those games, of course, with the
Ruthless.
replay. There were so many. Like, there was a flagpole, 2 flagpoles every minute almost. They were just all over Optic Gaming's base every single time, and they literally couldn't shut them down.
Well, here's the thing, is if EG is going to play like that, if you got Roy going in and being an objective player, and he's also hitting his shots, it's going to be scary because all those guys can do any type of thing. And that's a scary team. You go and you look at Envy, they have so much firepower, but again, I've talked about it before, they don't have someone that's going to do the objective nearly as much as those guys. How many times did they get in there and pull the flag? How many times did they create opportunities for themselves by playing aggressive and ruthless?
But not only that, think of yesterday. Evil Geniuses barely won a Game 5 against Allegiance. So now they're able to come in here and 3-1 Optic Gaming. How good is Allegiance? How good are some of these other teams? Like, is this going to be the season where we see a race for first and not a race for second place?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're really looking forward to. But we have another winner view, and this time it's going to be the guys over at Evil Geniuses again. And wow, they are sitting at first place now next to Luminosity.
I'm excited for this one. Evil Geniuses, can you hear us? Look at that! Look at that cheesy grin.
Serious bromance look right there coming in from Towie. Towie just like fell in love with your left ear.
Dude, a little bit. If you guys were here at the beginning, you'd notice, like today, early in the morning. I mean, he blew up my air mattress last night. I mean, we were getting. I got Starbucks for him, and he got,
more team bonding than maybe ever.
Who's Little Spoon?
Oh, dude, we don't really.
Asking the important questions.
Like, we don't really like to talk about that just yet,
All right, can't give away all your secrets, but congratulations, guys. I don't even want to ask you how you feel because obviously feeling fantastic. But seriously, what did you guys do overnight to come out and play so strong, mainly in Strongholds? Because you guys dropped the ball yesterday against Allegiance in those Strongholds game. And Tyler, I've played a lot of Strongholds Empire with you, and you definitely know how to play that game type. What did you guys relay to one another to come out really strong?
Well, yesterday our Stronghold games, honestly, we were just really slow on a lot of our pushes. The reason we lost to Allegiance on Plaza was because we were too slow to help out Justin one time. That happened like 3 different times, and sometimes we didn't even cap nest when we had all 4 dead. So it was just a little bit of communication.
I mean, our awareness was just much, much higher today. We really emphasized trying to speed things up when we had an advantage and then just slowing things down and playing at our pace, not necessarily playing at the other team's pace when we were at a disadvantage. There's no need to force things. And we were just playing much more disciplined tonight than we were last night.
That's definitely one of our worst attributes is when we just don't slow it down. You know what I mean? 2 people get, someone weak and then they die, like we die. And then the other 2 players, they just desperate and try to, help those guys out. And then they die. And it's just a horrible cycle. And we shut that down just warming up today when we were doing it in matchmaking and took it into the league.
Now, tell me a little bit about how the veto process played out here, because I know as soon as the game types came up, Tom and I were looking at each other like, hey, this is a pretty good scenario. I think Evil Geniuses definitely came out ahead here.
Yeah. Dude, I've played against Royal 2 enough and have had a lot of sore mornings after scrimming them because of playing them on Coliseum, Slayer, and Flag. So we made sure that we took that away from them. It's definitely hands down one of the best game types. You don't want Frosty, being above you, blue attic on Coliseum because no one knows how to get there but him. And so that was one of the reasons we vetoed that. But
yeah, I mean, we tried to play it, to our strengths, and it happened to work out for us in the veto process. We think we got some pretty good game types for us. We also feel extremely well-rounded across.
Definitely,
the board,
yeah.
so.
We don't really have too many weak. We're not like we can't play this.
There are some that are better than others. It's certainly a spectrum, but it's not very broad. So
you may notice key to victory right here. Changed into him before we played.
I'm telling you, man.
Really
the moose pants, everyone's going to be rocking those.
The comfort of your own home.
All right, so obviously you guys are having a fantastic time. We saw yesterday how close everybody is. How important is it for you guys to be that close in these close series? It really makes a difference when you're not having that, negative self-talk about, can I trust my teammates, or why isn't my teammate, doing a certain thing? So how much does you guys being friends really carry over to that whole let's never give up in a Game 3 replay in Fathom CTF?
That's just such a good question. That's such a good question.
It all starts with what people think about Justin and Jason. It irritates me so much because like, even when I wasn't teaming with them, I knew that they were brothers, and the way they talk to one another, it shouldn't make anyone feel uncomfortable because, like, they don't take anything personally. Like, literally, Justin could probably take a gun and shoot Jason, and wing him in the arm if he made a bad play, and Jason would just be like, "Are you serious, dude? Come on, dude. Why would you do that?" And like, they just walk it off. Like, they don't take anything personally. No one on this team does, like, at all. There's literally never once where someone just shuts down because someone said they could have done something better. Like, when they argue and when I'm arguing and kind of like just mediating those two, and when Cam chimes in, like, we're not arguing. We want to be the best. We want to have the best plays, best teamwork, best scenarios, and that's it. And that's what, I mean, being friends.
Yeah, I mean, it helps so much that we've known each other for so long, and, you know, all of us have been around Halo, competitive Halo, for such a long time. It just creates, like, a really collaborative environment. You know, there's almost no hostility when reviewing plays. Like, a lot of times people can get defensive or, you know, I mean, we just talk through our thought process on how to fix plays, and I mean, everyone on our team is just really good at seeing each other's point of views. So
yeah, like,
you know,
yesterday,
being able to improve on our mistakes is probably our, you know, best attribute, right?
Yeah, Jason and Justin, or Roy and Lunchbox, and Tyler Ryan, we all went out to Buffalo Wild Wings after our game, and we just talked about literally what we did wrong. Like, every single game, even the games we won, what we could have done better, especially the strongholds. And today, it just, I mean, we just reiterated it right before scrims again, and bam, or right before the match, and did it.
Now, what are some of the things that Lunchbox and Rory bring to the table? So I believe this is your first time teaming with the two of them, but you and Victory have gone through multiple different duos. Like, we talked a lot in the beginning of the show here about how Lunchbox and Rory have kind of matched up against Royal 2 and Snakebite as far as, you know, the best duos go in the league. You know, what is it that Lunch and Roy bring to the table here for you?
That's you, man.
Oh,
I mean,
man, that's all. I've been lunch with Roy for like 10 years. You gotta
that
bring
was
in a new
directed right towards you,
dude.
Tyler.
Dude, it's totally fine. Like, it's kind of like I said in the last answer from the last question. Like, Justin and Jason, it's so nice to be able to hear people literally, like, scream to the top of their lungs at each other and know that they won't take it personally and no one's going to shut down or tilt. Like, every team I've ever been on, you know, like, I'm usually the only one talking after the game saying what we could have done better.
Right.
And that's it. When no one says what I could have done better at all, unless they're saying, like, you suck and you made a bad play.
Right. That's so frustrating.
Like, that's the positive. That's the criticism I get on every team I've ever been on in my entire life. This is the first team that I've ever been on that I truly think that every single player respects me, respects, like, you know, my calls, my play calls in the game, and Justin and Jason, like, being that close and not ever tilting from any criticism is such a relief.
It's a really constructive environment.
Now, are there any times that Lunchbox and Rory aren't screaming at each other and there's more positive communication going on?
No.
Never.
I have yet to see that, and I've been on a team with them for almost a decade.
Yeah, we won game one, and immediately, what was it? Jason's like, dude, Justin, man, why did you die? Like, why didn't you, like, turn around and kill that guy? And it's like, dude, we just won the first game.
If they even have all the information. It's a bicker.
It's like, Justin, why didn't you make the jump in the window to return the flag so we could win the game? No, I'm just
that's what he said. He's like, you idiot. Why did you thrust backwards and not just thrust forwards?
Yeah.
Like, we could have freaking lost that if you did.
So my question.
And they're like, dude, we just won the game.
Yeah, right. So hey, my question to you is, a lot of people were, for example, I look at Flamesword and the old Optic gaming roster, right? And he was one of the people that would say, hey, you know, we need to mimic our communication over after CLG. And I just don't really believe that whole calm communication, at least for me, doesn't really fit. And I know that you guys are definitely not going for that calm whole thing. I think that a team that is playing intense, that's calling out like that, against a team that's more quiet, especially in a LAN environment, is going to have a huge advantage. But because you're communicating so fast, so intense, and if you can comprehend all of that information at the same time, it's going to be very hard for you guys to lose. That wasn't a question, but
it's all very, very true. And in my opinion, once you hit that stride of being able to communicate like that, but also at the same time have that high level of awareness while receiving all that communication, that's when teams can really hit their peak.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's being able to consistently do that over time is obviously what you want to improve on the most.
Yeah.
And that's what we were kind of able to do tonight.
Yeah.
Right, without talking over one another, which is really important. But I could really tell that you guys were communicating so on point. So many times where there was a one-shot guy, another person would just go and look, clean up that guy, and continue to do what they were doing. And you guys had really fantastic bait and switching. It had to be because of the communication, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely want to give you guys a big.
I think for once, like, sorry.
No, go ahead. I actually want to hear what you had to say.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just for once we cared about each other's lives, like in game. Like
I care about you.
I care.
You guys
There were
are so
so many
cute.
times like it's like something literally just clicked. Like I would see Jason one shot, and instead of just kind of like watching our back for a second, I'd just go out and help him real quick, and then do what I wanted to do. And that was pretty much like that, the entire time. Everyone was helping each other out, and it just felt good. So.
It definitely showed
away.
because that was an exciting and amazing series to watch. I'm so excited for you guys, and there's a good chance I'll be seeing you both tomorrow.
No, dude, I have a wedding, so I have to leave.
Gotcha. Well,
You will be seeing me though.
Excellent. Well,
I have a new video coming out, Kyle, that's featuring you that I don't know if you'll enjoy, but everyone else watching right now certainly will.
Tawi, you're doing a good job making the content, man. Keep it up. Good job. And congratulations to you guys for winning as well. But Tawi's like, yeah, you're going to see me. You're going to see the back of my car, Kyle, as I'm passing you.
Well, congratulations once again, guys, because that was an awesome series to watch, and I cannot wait to see what you guys have in store in the future. And Tawi, see you tomorrow as well. Ninja, have fun at the wedding.
Yep, thank you. Later, guys.
See you guys.
And wow, there you have it. Ninja, Tawi, Lunchroy Victory coming together, this veteran squad, and upsetting this powerhouse of Optic Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, if Tawi didn't say that he was going to be busy tomorrow, I would have thought those guys were getting married themselves because there's serious love in the air over at the EG Xfinity House. I mean, they got to be feeling great. That was not only, a win against the best team, it was a dominant win. It was a win that screamed just teamwork to me. And just like they said, there's so many things that come into playing that well, and to beat such a top team, it has to feel good finally for all of that hard work to pay off, especially knowing that there's a little bit of rivalry, bad blood going on between these two teams.
I couldn't agree more. And that is going to go ahead and do it for week 1, day 2. And I don't know anyone that could have predicted what has happened so far to kick off the fall season. Let's go ahead and just recap what we saw here today with the schedules and scores of the matches. So, of course, in that very first one, Enigma 6 defeating Team Liquid in an extremely close game number 5. And then Luminosity edging out Allegiance in a game 5 as well. So back-to-back game 5s to start off the day. Then we had Team Envious with a convincing 3-0 victory over LOL. And then the giant upset, one that everybody wanted to see at the end of the summer season.
Crazy.
Evil Geniuses with a 3-1 over the newly acquired Optic Gaming lineup. Now, let's take a look at the standings after that match and see where these teams are falling.
Yeah, and again, nobody could have predicted how this one has panned out. Let's start at the bottom because LOL, yeah, maybe we could have predicted that would have happened, but Allegiance, they've lost 2 game 5s. And then take a look at the top. Luminosity and Evil Geniuses are your 1 and 2 seeds. But taking a look at this, again, we can sort of see that battle for the top 4, everybody in green there. It's going to be very, very close, Kyle.
And look at 5th and 6th. That's Envious and Enigma 6. That's number 2 and 3 at the finals, who both, arguably had roster improvements even. So can't even believe how this one's starting to pan out. Now, this is only week 1. We've still got more action in store for next week. Let's go ahead and take a look at next Wednesday's schedule here. Week 2, day 1 will feature Allegiance versus LOL, followed up by an exciting Team Envious versus Evil Geniuses. And let's not forget about the bad blood there, because Snipe Down came off of Evil Geniuses. And I know he's got to be sitting there in shock watching what just happened.
Insane matches week 2, day 1. Look at how even these teams are. It's the 2 teams at the bottom, both 0-2 teams, Allegiance and LOL, looking for their first win. Then you have Envy and Evil Geniuses, arguably 2 of the top 4 teams that we have right now. And then Luminosity and E6, there you have a little bit of a rivalry going on between Naded and Kratos, and L-Town as well mixed in there. And then you have Team Liquid and Optic Gaming, both of the teams that lost today, that were looking like the best 2 teams yesterday, and now they're going to be bouncing back. So one of those teams, instead of being 2-0 or 3-0, one of them is going to be 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that can actually put Optic Gaming as that undisputed title anymore. I'm gonna have to go back and change up all my team facts because these teams are much drastically improved, and I cannot wait to see how the season unfolds. Now, of course, if you want to check out any of the action, new standing schedules, and more, you can always head over to proleague.com/Halo and find out all the information. If your friends don't believe you that Optic Gaming actually got upset today, just take a screenshot of the website and you can show them. Now, of course, we also, as I mentioned to Towie, I will be going up to see him tomorrow. There's going to be a cool NASCAR Heat Evolution promotion event up at the Chicagoland Speedway. So we're going to go up there tomorrow and interact with all the fans and be able to play with both the race car, a bunch of NASCAR drivers, and the Evil Geniuses squad as well. Now, of course, I'm going to just be joining Evil Geniuses. The main event is about them, but we did get to drive those race cars around.
It's Kyle Elam featuring Evil Geniuses.
No, Evil Geniuses joining me on here, and if you can see, that's a Halo helmet we're rocking in there. But don't worry, it wasn't safety protocol.
Yeah.
We still wore the racing helmets on the actual track.
Yeah, you got to watch out, man. We saw what happened to Ricky Bobby, so.
Gotcha. And now that's going to go ahead and do it for us here today. I am so excited with how week 1 played out. There's going to be a lot more Halo action in store on week number 2, so make sure you catch all the action. That's going to do it for us here tonight. GG's, everyone, and enjoy your weekend.